Hi my dear students, welcome back. How are you? I hope you are very well. Today's lesson is grammar, lesson 24, page 319, about commas. Okay, be ready my guys, and open your books, readers book, page 319. First of all, what are the rules for using commas? I'm going to tell you 7 rules, okay, for using commas. I hope you benefit, inshallah, so pay attention to me. Number 1, use a comma to set off the name of a person addressed directly. What does this mean? This means when I am talking to someone, or when I address my speech to someone, okay, I must use comma. Example. Number 1, it is up to you, Jane, to finish. Here I'm talking to Jane. If the addressed person comes in the middle of the sentence, okay, so before the name, comma, and after it, comma. What about the name if it comes at the beginning of the sentence? If I said, for example, Jane, it's up to you to finish. So after Jane, only add comma. What about putting the name at the end of the sentence? For example, when I say, it's up to you to finish, Jane. So here, before Jane, I'm going to add comma. So if the addressed name comes in the middle, before and after it, add commas. Okay? In the beginning, after it, comma, like this example. Tom, comma. If it comes at the end, before it, add comma, like this. Be careful, Tom, and so on. Example number 2, Tom, be careful. So here, I'm addressing, okay, I'm directing my speech to Tom. So when I'm talking to Tom, after in the beginning, so after it, comma. Tom, be careful. Or, be careful, Tom. So here, before the addressed person, add a comma. Number 3, I wonder, Mr. Mohi, if a tortoise is the same as a turtle. Here, the addressed person, okay, which is Mr. Mohi, comes in the middle. So before it, comma, after it, comma. If it comes at the beginning of the sentence, when I say, Mr. Mohi, I wonder if so and so. So after, so I add the comma. If it comes at the end, for example, I wonder if a tortoise is the same as a turtle, Mr. Mohi. So before Mr. Mohi, we will add a comma. And so this is rule number 1. Now let's turn to rule number 2. Rule number 2, use a comma to shift or to move between the main discourse and a quotation. In other words, we can say, if I have speech marks like this, or quotation mark like this, these are called speech marks or quotation marks. Okay? So, speech words before, if they come at the end of the sentence, like this example, add comma before it. Okay, example, John said without emotion, what did he say? The words he said, we add them between speech marks, and before them we add a comma. John said without emotion, comma, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Number 2, I was able, she answered. So what was her answer? I was able. Here, there is a completion to these words. I was able to complete the assignment. So here, after the quotation marks, okay, add comma. Why? Not before it, because it's at the beginning of the sentence. So if the speech, okay, if the speech comes at the beginning of the sentence, after it, add comma. Comes at the end of the sentence, before it, a comma, like this. Understood this? Okay, this is rule number 2. Let's move to rule number 3. Use commas to separate independent clauses. when they are joined by any of these coordinating conjunctions. We have 7 coordinating conjunctions. What are they? And, but, for, or, nor, so, yet. As we said before, coordinating conjunction, okay, join two complete sentences or clauses. When we use any of these 7 coordinating conjunction, and, but, for, or, nor, so, yet, before any of them, add comma. Example: the game was over, but, so here before but add comma, but the crowd refused to leave. Number 2, the student explained her questions. Yet means but, used for contrast, so before yet add comma. Yet the instructor still didn't seem to understand. Number 3, yesterday was her brother's birthday. So one of the coordinating conjunction, so before so add comma. Okay, so she took him out to dinner. Rule number 4, use commas to separate words in a series. Words in a series or words in the list. Example: when I say Dad went to the supermarket and bought what? What did he buy? Huh? Give me the list or the series. Milk, tea, cheese, and biscuits. So here, before each item in the list, add comma. Milk, comma, tea, comma, cheese, comma, and biscuits. Okay, understood? Yes, guys, excellent. Yes, it's an easy lesson, really, but sometimes can be confused for the majority of students. But after this lesson, I wish that all of you will use commas correctly. Anyway, the second example, we saw monkeys, elephants, hippos, lions, and birds at the zoo. If you went to the zoo and saw a lot of animals there, or birds, okay? So here, what are the items, what are the animals you saw there, okay? So, monkeys, comma, elephants, comma, hippos, camels, lions, camels, and so on. Okay, so when we use commas, okay, to separate, here we use comma. Why? To separate words in a series or in a list or item in a list. Okay, it's very easy. Rule number 5: use a comma between a city and a state. State means country. Okay, example: I live in Cairo. Where's Cairo? In Egypt. So before the city and between the city and the state or the country, comma. Where is Cairo? In Egypt. So here, comma. Example number 2: my best friend comes from Riyadh. Where's Riyadh? In Saudi Arabia. This is the city and this is the country. So here we add comma. Okay, easy, as easy. It's okay. Let's move to rule number 6. Rule number 6: use a comma between a date and a year. A date means month and a day. Example: Muhammad was born on March 15, 1990. Here the day and the month, and there is the year. So before the year or between the year and the date, which is month and day, add comma. So Muhammad was born on the 15th of March 1999. Number 2, today is the 1st of April 2020. So here April is the month, 1 it's the day, and then comma, and then the year 2020. Okay, easy. Okay, easy. Number 7: use commas after introductory clauses or introductory phrases or introductory words that comes before the main clause. I divided this item into 3 parts. Number 1, let's start with introductory clauses. Introductory clauses, common starter words for introductory clauses that should be followed by comma include after, although, as, because, if, since, when, why. So if I have any sentence, okay, start with although, as, because, if, since, when, why, and so on, after these conjunction clauses add comma. Example: while I was eating, comma. Why? Because we have while. Okay, while I was eating. Okay, mister, what happened? Yeah, the cat scratched at the door. Number 2, because. Here we have because. So because her alarm clock was broken, comma, she was late for class. Number 3, if you are ill, comma, you ought to see a doctor. Here we have if clause. So after if clause, add comma. Okay, understood? So if we have 2 sentences or 2 clauses, and one of them start with these conjunction like while, because, and so on, after the first, okay, the first clause add comma. But what about if this clause comes at the end? If I said the cat is scratched at the door while I was waiting, here no commas are needed. Okay, if I started with the second sentence, she was late for class because her alarm clock was broken, no comma is needed here. If I said you ought to see a doctor if you are ill, no comma is needed. Okay, understood this? Yes. B, comma introductory phrases that should be followed by a comma include what? Let's start participial and infinitive phrases. What does it mean, participial? Participial means verb plus ing, or in other words, gerund. Gerund means verb plus ing, like this: having finished the test. What happened? He left the room. What does this mean? That he left the room after finishing the test. Okay, so here I started with participial phrase or verb plus ing. When I start with verb plus ing, this phrase, after it add comma. Also infinitive phrases. Infinitive phrase means when we start with to plus infinitive. Infinitive means the base form of the verb, means the verb without adding s, without adding ing, without adding ed, and so on. So to get a seat, you better come early, or we can say you better come early to get a seat. Okay, if I start with you better come early to get a seat, here we don't need a comma. But if I start with the infinitive phrase like this, okay, so here to make here I am emphasizing on getting a seat. So if you want to get a seat, you better come early, okay, and so on. Also, we use comma after absolute phrases or non-essential positive phrases. Non-essential means not important phrases, only phrases that we use to add more information, and we can cancel or can drop them or can omit them without affecting the meaning of the sentence. Okay. Also, after long prepositional phrases. Prepositional means we have preposition. Okay. Yes, long prepositional phrases which contain 4 words or more. So over 4 words, add comma. Here, when I said, look at the example. After the test, but before lunch, what happened? I went jogging. So here, comma. Okay? Yes. The last part is C. Comma introductory words that should be followed by a comma. Include, and this is very, very easy. Really. If I start with yes, no, however, well, really, actually, sure, and so on, add comma after them. They come, the introductory means come at the beginning of the sentence. Well, perhaps he meant no harm, so after well, add comma. Yes, after yes, comma, the package should arrive tomorrow morning. However, yes, comma, however, you may not be satisfied with the result, and so on. Okay? Now, we have finished explaining commas, but now let's answer Reader's Notebook, page 319. Write the sentences correctly. Add commas where necessary, okay, or needed. Number 1, yes, giant tortoises sleep inside their shells. So here we have introductory word, yes. So after yes, as I said, after yes, no, and so on, we add comma. So yes, comma. Number 2, Randy, have you ever picked up the tortoise? Here, this is the first rule I talked about, which is the addressed person. I'm talking, or my speech, okay, is directing to Randy. So here, after Randy, we use a comma. Randy, have you ever picked tortoise? So comma here. Number 3, no. No, like yes, like number 1. After yes or no, we add comma. No, comma, I would be afraid it might bite me. Number 4, these animals cannot walk fast, Brenda, though their legs are strong. Here we are going, it's difficult. Why? Because here the addressed person, which is Brenda, comes in the middle of the sentence. And this is the most difficult one. But no problem at all. You are with me. Don't be afraid. Anyway, Brenda here. Yes, Brenda is the person I'm talking to. I'm addressing my speech to. So before, it's in the middle of the sentence. So before Brenda, comma, and after it, okay, comma. If it comes at the beginning of the sentence, so I am going to add only comma after it. If it comes, Brenda, at the end of the sentence, only we add comma before it. The last one, well, their legs have to hold up those very heavy shells. Here we have the word will. After where we add a comma. Okay. The second page, which is 320. Join each pair of sentences using the conjunction in parentheses. Okay? Be sure your compound sentence has a comma before the conjunction. So here, as I explained before, when we have and, so, but, before them we are going to add comma. Here, number 1, so it will be, the answer will be Hippos graze for hours each evening, comma, and then the second sentence, they eat up to 150 pounds of food a day. Number 2, use so. So between the two sentences, okay, use the subordinate conjunction, which is so. And before so, we add comma, so it will be hippos have eyes, ears, and nose on the top of their heads, so they can keep most of their body underwater. Number 3, hippos cannot swim. They keep cool in the mud and water. So here we use but. Yes, before but, use comma. So it will be hippos cannot swim, comma, but they keep cool in the mud and water. Okay? Let's turn to the last page in Reader's Book, which is page 321. Add commas where they are needed. Okay? Yes. Number 1, my report on the marine sanctuary is due on December 12, 2014. So here we have date, which is December 12, and the year 2014. So before the year, add comma here. Okay, December 12, comma 2014. Number 2, people who drill, dump, or dig up the sea floor are not allowed in the sanctuary. So here we have series or items in the list. People who what? Drill, comma, dumb, comma, or dig. So here, lists or serious, we add comma. 3. The sanctuary is located in Monterey, California. Here, where is Monterey? In California. So a city and a state, between them add comma. The last sentence, a layer of fat, its items or lists are serious, so pay attention. You are going to use after each item a comma. A layer of fat, comma, a thick, number 2, a thick coat of fur, number 2, and number 3, a dry spot in the sun, this is number 3. All of this help sea mammals to stay warm. Now we come to the end of our lesson today. I hope you enjoyed. See you next time, but in the end I say goodbye and I'll miss you so much. Goodbye.